Hey, I'm Brandon with RevZilla, and today on Ride Tested, we are checking out the Icon Stormhawk jacket and pants. We got a little bit of rain today, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to hop on the bike and test out some waterproof gear. Let's go.
Got a little bit of rain this morning, not too bad right now. Ooh. And yeah, the gear is waterproof. It actually held up. I know there was a lot of discussion. A lot of riders actually experienced getting wet within 10 minutes was some of the feedback that I saw, which was kind of crazy because it was raining pretty good this morning. The only parts of me that actually got wet wearing this gear was through the tops right here. Actually, the water was kind of beating off of the helmet and dripping down through the top of the jacket itself. Now, I've experienced that with other gear as well, so I can't really fault the jacket for that. And I was going lower speeds in the city and things like that. So what I would recommend for an easy solve for that would be to wear a balaclava. They can fit easily underneath your helmet. They're great for the winter riding months because it helps kind of keep that cold air from getting to your face and things like that. Most of them will have a waterproof or windproof tail on them, so that will help the water bead off of the helmet, which will then bead down to the balaclava, which of course should bead over your jacket and allow that water to dissipate freely. The rest of me really didn't get wet at all. I was kind of surprised. I was really thinking that my hands were actually going to get wet because I'm hoping for a little bit more coverage around the wrist, but that's a combination of these shorter style waterproof gloves, the RevZilla gloves, combined with the sleeves of this jacket. But I still think the sleeves on the jacket could be much longer. The rest of the jacket, you have such excess material everywhere else, and it's very comfortable, no doubt about it. But the sleeve length, I feel like it's a bit short for a waterproof option. Usually we have a little bit more length there to cover the gloves and make sure you have the adequate coverage, and it kind of feels like it stops short. It comes up short just before the wrist bones there. So that would definitely be something I would update. The thermal liner works great. It was a little chilly this morning, not too shabby, but I wish I would have left it in this morning because I took it out to shoot the video. I've got my my fanny pack, and I've got my snapback on the inside as well, so when I'm pulling over, maybe grabbing a bite to eat, my hair is not all crazy, and I can still fit all of that stuff comfortably within the jacket. Now, I am wearing a size medium, and I would highly recommend for anyone out there that might be interested in this gear, go down a full size from what you normally wear. If you're in between two sizes, definitely go down, but I think most riders, the average bear, could go down a full size from what they normally wear. If you wear a medium t-shirt like I do, I'm wearing the medium jacket, I would definitely go down to the size small if I was going to keep this jacket and wear it long term. Because of the four-way stretch, it's going to be very comfortable to wear. Nothing's going to feel restrictive, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to hop on the R6, was to test it out and make sure that it was still comfortable in a more aggressive riding position. Because even though this is geared towards sport and sport touring riders out there, I think there's plenty of riders like myself that might be on a more aggressive sport bike that want some functionality out of their gear and might be pushing their riding season into the inclement months and want that coverage. So I've got this four-way stretch, this waterproof shell, which is great, super comfortable. You gave me a thermal liner. Like, I'm stoked about all of that, and it's not a Z liner. The exterior is waterproof, which is great. But the inside seems like an afterthought, like they're like, we're done here. 350 bucks. I've seen other options within the market that give you a great amount of stretch, that provide excellent waterproofing. And I just think it's a little bit steep for what this gear actually is. I think it should be around $275 maybe, or something like that. I think a lot of riders would find a bit more value at that particular price point when you start looking at other options that are out there that give you a bit more versatility and a little bit more refinement with the overall gear. I don't want to knock it too hard, but I just think after wearing it for as long as I have and testing it out in the rain, and I was excited because, again, Icon, they weren't just throwing logos all over the jacket. We didn't have this crazy armor. Icon can do some crazy stuff, and we're all here for it. It's really fun. I love their graphics and stuff. So I was excited that this was something that was a bit more subdued, something that could be worn universally on a variety of different bikes, and it doesn't scream Icon, right? It doesn't have their logo plastered everywhere. And on top of that, they went with something that provides a bit more functionality, you know, with the thermal liner, the waterproofing, etc. But I still think because of this higher price point, it should have been a little bit more refined for my personal preference and what I've used and what I've tested. But guys, I'm gonna get back to zipping around here. I think I addressed most of the questions that I saw. One was associated with fit, and then the most common question and most common concern that I saw was associated with the waterproofing. So I did leave one of the back vents open though, I will note. So I did feel that actually get wet now that I'm thinking about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, my back's getting really wet. And then I pulled over and I realized that I had the exhaust vent wide open. So that was user error, not jacket error. So don't do that. You should be fine. But yeah, if you got any more questions, guys and gals out there, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to help if I can do so. As always, keep it pinned. Woo!